Hey guys, Sid's here. Welcome to this live session. We're going to be talking about the power of building a brand. Okay, it's a live session. I'm going to be having some interaction with all of you. So if you're watching this live, I want you to stay in here. I'm going to share a few concepts. And then after I share a few concepts towards the end, we'll have some Q&A. Okay, so I want to have all of you asking questions. Okay, let's see how many of you are hopping in. Let's give it a few minutes to warm up and people will start coming in. And if you're just coming in right now, just type I'm here in the comment box. Type I'm here in the comment box. Okay, let me also share this inside my Facebook group as well as this is going on, so that we can discuss on this topic on the power of building a brand and why it is important to build a brand, especially in today's day and age where everyone is doing similar things, and how can you really stand out from the crowd and how you can really make this into something which is beyond just you. Okay, and how you can make it something which is much bigger than you. Okay, so that's what brands are all about, and I'm going to talk about my views on the power of building a brand. Okay, just type I'm here in the comment box if you're here. Let me just go and share this inside my group on Facebook. I'm going to share this even inside my on other places so that we can engage and interact. So it'll be an interactive session. I'm going to go on live for the next 20 minutes to 30 minutes just to give some idea on this topic, and let's see what comes out of it. Okay, so before we get started, just type in the comment box, according to you, why is it important to build a brand, whether it's a personal brand or it is a brand like a name brand. Just give me your ideas on that. I'm going to feature some of your ideas below in the comments that will come up on the screen. So according to you, what do you think why is it important to build a brand now more than ever? Okay, let's see some inputs coming in. I would like each and every one of you to come in and share your thoughts on this. Yes. So, and I'll just tell you the whole intention behind this. Okay, even going live today was just analyzing the patterns of the industry. Okay, I'm looking at internet marketing industry. I'm looking at coaching, training industry, consulting industry. And there have been some players who have been around for many, many years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. I mean, whatever. They've been around in the internet game for a long time, been consultants for a very long time. And they have really not built a brand. They have actually just ridden on their own. They rode, okay. They were riding on their own personal brand, but it could not, the growth stopped at that. Okay. And I know many experts, they are really good at what they do, but they were not really able to take it to, say, like Amazon. They're not able to take it to what like Facebook is today. So there are different dynamics, there's different when it comes to companies. Okay, so that's the intent behind this session, and I'm going to share some thoughts on this. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to read some comments over here, coming back to Ecamm Live, and let's see what are the comments. I'm going to bring up some comments. Yeah, we have someone like Gangadhar who's saying building a brand is like trust building. Yeah, for Gopi Krishna it is fulfilling people's requirements. Okay, for Janaki it is brand is what you stand for. Okay, Meera Swarup is saying to stand out and make your presence felt. Sanjay Bora, nice, good one. Recall value and trust building also. Okay. So we have different perspectives. Okay. Brand is, what is your virtual image in market? I would like all of you to share your thoughts below here. Okay. We have Surigi who's saying here is brand is everything. Okay. So I want to just set some perspectives and set the context here so that you'll understand this on a more deeper level. See, the old days, the previous companies of the past, let's look at 30 years, 40 years ago, the companies that have stood the test of time. We are looking at companies like Nike, which I always like to wear. Okay, 1 second, just hold on. My battery just died on the cam. I'll just come back. Hold on. Yes, I'm back. Forgot to change the batteries on the camera. Yeah. So the companies that have actually stood the test of time, let me just reorganize this a little bit. Nike, look at Microsoft, Apple, Amazon. Of course, Amazon was much later, 1997, 1998. See, these brands have stood the test of time because they were able to operate in a particular way. Okay, they were able to grow in a particular way, and people were able to resonate with the logos, with the companies in the past. But now, how many of you have observed that the big brands are like the personal brands? Like can you name a few personal brands that are very, very big in the online space, especially after the internet? After the internet came in, the second era or the second wave of the internet. I'll tell you, the first wave of internet was from 2000 to 2010. The Google was very popular in that phase. I'm talking about Hotmail Messenger, Yahoo Messenger. It was like the whole chat. And then it was just the beginning of Facebook, beginning of MySpace. MySpace was already in for a while. Orkut was very popular. And then the internet evolved, right through that phase from 2010 to 2020 was the next phase where the videos got more popular. Social networks got more popular. The rise of influencers. We had Facebook buying Instagram, WhatsApp. So that whole boom of the brands that evolved in the last decade was very different from the brands of the previous decade. Are all of you with me on this? Yeah? Just type with you in the comment box. If you're with me on the concept that the brands that really grew in the last decade were different, okay? Definitely companies like Facebook and Apple and all these companies rose in the last decade. But along with that, we could also see big personal brands evolve, like the Gary V's. And you go and look at these big YouTube gaming channels. You have many Instagram influencers, Twitter influencers with millions and millions of followers. And that was the era in the last decade, okay? And now, as we are moving into the next decade, where I see things moving, this is again my perspective, okay? I may be wrong, and I'm okay to accept if I'm wrong if it does not go this way. But I feel the next decade, from 2020 to 2030, is where brands need to be driven by personalities, but it's going to be an infusion of the personality and the vision the person has. Okay, so it cannot just be personality driven. See, for example, in Gary Vee, he's got VaynerX and he's got some 10-15 different companies. Okay, so the personality is driving the other brands. But the other brands are not as popular as the personality. And that's what really worked in the last 5 to 10 years. Okay, 5 years, I would say the last 5 years. But as I see things moving forward, yes, the personality is very important. The face is important, not just the logo. But you also need to have a much, like a bigger vision behind things. Okay. So I see the next decade where it's going to be an infusion of the persona and the company itself. And that's one of the reasons you would have seen, some of you who have been following me or part of my community, you have seen that I'm moving away from Siddharth Rajshekar, the personal brand, into Internet Lifestyle Hub, the brand, which is driven forward by the persona, that's me. Okay, so all of you just type persona plus, entity. Okay. All of you just type persona plus entity in the comment box. The person plus the business entity, both need to be there. Okay. The person will influence the entity. And I'll tell you the problem since I'm in the knowledge business, I'm helping a lot of coaches, trainers. And to start off with, I actually recommend my community members, start off with your own personal brand, like go with yourname.com. In case your name is very hard to pronounce, then you can think about some other brand name. Okay. Yeah. Example, like Sanjay has given a good example, like how Richard Branson and Virgin. So Richard Branson is the personality, and he's got multiple entities. Okay, so Virgin is the big one, but he's got so many other. It's a conglomerate of companies, right? So where I see the next decade moving is, I'm talking more specifically in the knowledge business. Okay, now this can apply to tech companies and many other companies. There are so many. We had the tech boom in the last 20 years. Now the tech has been set up. The tech is improving. And the boom that's going to happen right now is how the tech is going to be used for new innovations to happen, for new things to emerge and evolve in this world. And, just look at 30 years back. We never knew that 30 years back we would be living in a world like this. Yeah, how many of you already feel that you are living in like a space age right now? Yes. Just type space age in the comment box. We are in the space age. The space things that's happening right now. And there's so much of tech happening, artificial intelligence, machine learning. I mean, there's so much development that's happening in the technology space. And 30 years back, we never even imagined that the world we are going to be in is going to be this way. And from what discussions I've had with futurists and other experts in the field, when I'm looking at different blogs, reading going through different videos and articles, the way that things are moving, the next 10 years, you can expect like a much faster growth, much faster growth and change in the way that we're living our world. How many of you here believe that by 2030, or how many of you can already perceive that by the year 2030, the world in which we are going to be in is going to be very, very different from what it is in 2020? Just type I agree in the comment box if you agree. Yeah, we are in 2020 right now. We have already seen like a huge shift in the world with multiple scenarios that have happened in the world. Be it the pandemic, be it the world scenarios, the world markets. The US elections coming up. So many things happening at one time. It's changed the way we live. It has changed the paradigms of society. Okay, so coming back to the concept of brand. This is why brand is important. See, because brand is not just about a logo. Okay, it is not just about I'm going to do this. It's about building something on much stronger foundational principles, which is going to stand the test of time, which is focused on one mission or one bigger vision, which is also flexible. Okay. That's how I look at it. Okay, so you have only a persona can drive a brand forward. Apple, before Steve Jobs was kicked out, and when Steve Jobs came in, it was a renewed sense of energy into the entity itself. So the persona is required to drive the brand force, because the vision comes from the person. Vision cannot come from a logo. Okay, vision has to come from a person. It cannot come out of a logo. So, or it could be a team of people who are behind the logo, who are actually doing it. But ultimately, it is the vision of the personality, right? So, according to me, what I feel is, this is a more deeper topic, is the brand has to, what I see brand of the future is going to be is, it can be you starting off with an intention to creating global change in some area or some problem that you want to solve. Okay, and then you build that. You are the personality who's driving that brand. You start off like looking at the knowledge business. Start off with the system that I already have. Create courses, create coaching, create consulting, create collaborations. Build an ecosystem of your own. All of you just type the word ecosystem in the comment box. Okay, build an ecosystem of your own, where you can have a lot of people coming in and they're able to solve the problem. They're able to get answers to the problem that they have. For example, if you're a health expert in a particular area of health, let's say you're a yoga expert and you help only women, live a more, amazing and healthy life using yoga principles. So you create a platform, or you create an ecosystem which is serving and solving that problem in the market. Okay, so you may be the person who's starting off that. So you start off that whole ecosystem in the form of a knowledge-based platform. And today it's very easy to set things up. You have plug-and-play systems like Teachable and Thinkific and many other things. And as you're building the community, your community will start growing. Okay, let's say you start, promoting your courses, promoting coaching, live coaching. You can even do seminars now. Even the program format is really coming back on in a huge way online. I'm talking about doing 1-day seminar, 2-day workshops, completely online through Zoom. Start to get in your initial set of customers that you can serve and help them get results. Get feedback from them. So your brand value is also going to be going up, because as in the more and more you're able to help people get their results, and they're able to see your passion, they're able to see your commitment, they're able to see your flexibility to even maneuver through the changes that are happening in the industry. That's also going to be a brand reputation. Okay, all if you just type brand reputation. Okay, so brand also has a lot to do with the reputation that you have in the market. And many of us would have heard of this. It takes a lifetime to build a reputation, and you can make some silly decisions to even ruin that reputation. But if your brand is built, if your personal brand is built on strong values, where you have a set of rules on which you want to operate as a business, or even one of my mentors talks about the concept of code of honor, where you build a business on a set of values that is just beyond the profits, just beyond the money, but it has a higher purpose, then what ends up happening is the brand will start to move through the different phases of evolution of growth. So it will start with your courses, coaching, programs, and as the community grows, then you'll start to realize that the community will start to have a life of its own. Okay. For me, I look at my entire business as an organism. Okay, it's like an organism, and any organism goes through its different changes. Like what it was with 500 people was different from what it was with 1,000 people, with what it was with 2,000 people. Now we have 8,000 people, and the dynamic keeps changing. Okay, the dynamic of the organism keeps changing. And just like us as a human being, we fall sick sometimes. We realize that we have to take medication and come back into shape. Every business also goes through that same thing. So even your own business, you'll start to see. I've seen this in my own organization when I'm growing it, that it has gone through different stages of evolution. I had to make different changes, made a few decisions. The decision was not heading in the right direction. Had to change direction, make those tweaks, and being flexible. Okay, all of you just type the word flexible. Okay, that's a very, very important principle. You got to be fixed on the vision. And I got this idea from Jeff Bezos, Amazon. Okay, I'm looking at a lot of his videos, looking at how he thinks. So for him, he's fixed on the vision. The vision is not money, it is not profitability. But he's very flexible on how he maneuvered Amazon through the changing times from 1997 until today. And he's the richest man in the world because he's made decisions keeping customer on the forefront, keeping experience on the forefront, customer experience on the forefront. So there are different elements to brand. We are looking at brand starting off with the logo. Like I have a logo over here. You can see this logo. Okay, it starts off with that. Initially it was the personal brand. And then you start to build it into something where the whole decision-making process will be based on what your customer needs. And the more and more you're able to give that value back, the more and more the customer is able to feel that by them associating with your brand, they are able to improve in their life. When you're able to create that brand association, then things start to take a different trajectory, if I should use that word. Okay, a different trajectory in growth. And all of you watching here, I know many of you watching this are in my community right now, and you're able to understand this. Okay, you might have seen my video on the Amazon flywheel concept. Okay, otherwise just go to YouTube and search for digital coach flywheel. You'll see my video. Go and watch that on deep. Okay, so what ends up happening is, as people are getting a great experience and as they're getting better results, that will create this flywheel principle. The flywheel principle is to, like, it'll really feed the engine to move into a momentum that is never seen before. And that's how Amazon moved into momentum. So they were able to have more sellers in the ecosystem. With more sellers, better pricing, better quality at lower cost. So better customer experience, more customer experience, more traffic coming in, and it's like it's spiraled its way up into where it is today. Okay. So coming back to the main point, if this makes sense, just type "makes sense" in the comment box. Okay, makes sense. So the principle of brand building, where I see things moving into the next decade, is the vision has to come from the persona or the personality or you, and you have to go back to think deeper than just profits and things like that, and think about what kind of an impact or what problem you want to solve in the world, and what impact you want your product or your ecosystem to leave, okay, in the world, or the ecosystem to have in the world. For example, Nike is a classic example that has stood the test of time, that even Steve Jobs used to speak about during his initial days in Apple. because Nike did not just, their marketing messages was not just about shoes. It was about really honoring athletics and honoring athletes. So the whole vision of the brand was very different compared to, say, a Reebok or an Adidas or whatever. And that's what has made them stood the test of time. Okay, the same thing, I've seen the same pattern evolve in the tech companies that emerged in 1980s, 1990s, and today they're like the biggest companies in the world. Okay, in just in a span of 20 to 30 years. So if you're going to be starting today, 2020, 2030, 2040, if you want to create something really sustainable, you have to think in terms of, of the value system. You got to think in terms of reputation. You got to think in terms of platform and results. And when you combine your persona along with the business entity, that's when the scale will actually happen. Okay, that's when the scale will actually happen. See, scaling can only happen when there is proof of concept and when there's loyalty. Okay, when there's loyalty to a brand. You cannot buy loyalty here. How many of you agree with me on this? Yeah, just type I agree in the comment box. You cannot buy loyalty. Loyalty comes through a different, it just comes when you feel connected with someone. It comes on a more deeper core level. And I can tell you for sure, there are many people who will watch this video, who will watch this live, and will just go back to, okay, fine, a great concept, and they will not do anything about this. But I know that like one or two of you here are going to take this in, who are going to take it seriously, who are going to go back to the drawing board, who are going to rework and re-engineer your entire presence online and your entire business. And you're the ones who are going to come back probably 10, 20 years from now, looking at this thing like, okay, I watched that video, I watched that Facebook Live, and that's what made a big difference. Okay, this could be that moment. Okay. So why am I telling you all of this? Brand building is a process. Brand building it is something that it cannot be just like a textbook stuff. Okay. A lot of people teach branding in colleges. They teach branding. There are branding experts, and they just look at the name and the logo. All of those are important parts to it. Okay. The name, the design, that's one aspect to it. But there is something else. There's something else which is more deeper. In fact, when you have that deeper thing, everything emerges from there. Okay. And I know a lot of people get completely stuck in this whole logo process, and they think that is branding, and they go fully into it, and the shade should be lighter or darker or this or that. See, when you know what you stand for, then it just happens so fast. Okay. So I hope this video has made sense. Okay, this live has made sense, and I want to answer some questions. If you have any other perspectives to share on this concept. I think it's a very important concept, considering now at the juncture in which we are in, where everybody has access to the tools, everybody has access to the knowledge, and it's going to be a crowded marketplace for many, especially in the knowledge business. And what's going to differentiate you from the other person is your value system, what you stand for, and how you're able to build your personal brand along with something else which is beyond yourself. Okay, more like an entity. Okay, so go ahead and just you can just ask me a question, or you can share your perspective. I'll just feature you over here, and probably I'll go on for another 10 more minutes before we close this live session. Okay. Absolutely. So there are a lot of elements to this game. It is not as simple as just putting up a website, building a funnel, okay, or just recording a course. There's something that's much deeper. And I made a post yesterday in my Facebook group, which is, the deeper you work on yourself, the deeper you work on your business, the wider your impact will be. Okay, let's answer the first question. Tripti Khan is asking, how I can build a brand and increase likability and credibility? Very good question. Okay, I'll just move this down here. How can you build a brand? So it all starts off with what problem you want to solve. Okay, because entrepreneurship and brand building, it all starts with solving a problem. And how can you solve it in a unique way? And that's the starting point. And once you know what's the problem you want to solve, then you start to build a product or a service around that. And then what you do is you deliver the goods, you deliver the results. Okay. So your brand, you can increase the likability and credibility by demonstrating results to others. Initially, you may not have any results, but your commitment to the process will actually help you accelerate the results for your students and community. Like for example, my YouTube channel, I have tons of results. Every day I'm interviewing somebody or the other who's getting results following this model. So it's proven, it's working. And that is how the brand is being built right now. Okay. So Tripti Khan, it is to first step number 1 is to look at what problem you want to solve in the market. Step number 2 is to build a solution around it. And sometimes building the solution can take time. It may also mean that you need to do a lot of research, a lot of one-to-ones, and to build depth in that product is to test it out in the market. And if you look at it, there are a lot of proven models already there. So even if you want to learn from 2-3 different models, but create something unique of your own. Okay. And then you put it into practice. That means you go out there and you start to serve that audience in the form of courses, coaching, consulting, and then you help them get results. And it's not just giving information. It is about also ensuring that there's a transformation in that journey. And so when you're able to, go with focus on these few steps that I told you, then your brand reputation and everything else will start to build. Okay. Okay. Meera sir was asking how to grow your ecosystem. This is a technology implementation piece, but in fact, today at 4 p.m., I'm going to be doing a live webinar. In case you're not in my community, I would recommend that you go to this link, which is sids.co/live. Okay, no, sids.co/freedom. I'll give you this link. Just go and register over here. I'm going to be doing a webinar at 4 p.m. Okay, so after I finish up this live session, I will be going deeper and I'll be showing you my ecosystem. There are 3 components to the ecosystem. I have a blueprint on this. The first component is your knowledge business, your branded website. You need to have your knowledge portal where you actually have a members area, and you need to also have a private network. Okay, when you integrate these 3 elements, then you have a solid ecosystem of your own. Ecosystem is not just one thing; it's like multiple things. Okay, see, for a tech company, for a e-commerce, it's a different thing. For e-learning, is a different thing. Like Amazon is an ecosystem, Apple is an ecosystem, but Apple ecosystem is all based around physical products. Okay, they make you buy the phone, then you download the App Store, then you buy the iMac, then you buy the Apple Watch, and all of that is ecosystem. It's an ecosystem of physical products. Okay, so be there for my session today. Okay, Abhineet Nigam, how to market your website? There are 2 ways. You can look at free and paid marketing. Okay. The free method is you can do what I'm doing right now. Go on live sessions, give value, give information which is really useful to your target market, and they will get attracted to you for free. Okay, you can do that, and you can slowly build your influence, more like an influence building, organic influence building. All of you type that in the comment box. Type organic influence building. That is the first way on how you can grow yourself. The faster method is running ads, Facebook ads to start with, Google ads to start with. But before you start marketing anything on your website, you need to have an offer, because traffic without anything to sell is a waste of money. So you need to craft that also. Okay, so that's how you market your website, and that's my simple answer to the question. Okay, Narendra Simha is saying 2030 could be a combination of digital and hardcore product. Absolutely, absolutely. See, digital products is booming right now, but if some of you have noticed, the way that I built my brand, I also have physical products. I have something called Book of Goals, where all the members of my community, they're able to buy this and they're able to write their goals. I have something else here called, I have a success kit, and I give people a physical product success kit with goal cards, with affirmations, with a tabletop and stuff. So it is going to be a combination of both. And the best part is, once you've built a brand, digital products is always easier to execute. It's easier to launch because there are not many overheads like physical products. But once you're building a brand, you can add multiple types of products. It can be digital and physical. Yeah. So the answer to that is a big yes. You need to have hardcore products as well. Yes. So you're saying brand building is a longer term game. Absolutely. See, all people who are looking at short term, right? Let's make money fast. Let's just ride on this traffic and let's just, capitalize on this wave. They have to again go back to the drawing board. Whereas brand will start to build itself. It will start to build momentum where your energy and effort. You know what? Some of you may not know this. Facebook, Google, their algorithms are looking at brand reputation even outside their platforms. So for example, my Facebook ad costs are actually really good right now as compared to a lot of other people who are doing similar things, because I have very good positive reviews and ratings outside the platform. Okay, this is also branding. Okay, where you have other people talking about you in other platforms, positive reviews, people who have gone through the products, they are voicing out and they're linking back. When that happens, that is the ultimate form of even SEO, I should say. SEO or search engine optimization, last decade was what? Backlinking. You can just hack your way through SEO, okay, through Google. But Google is getting smarter and smarter by the day. The ultimate form of SEO is when you are naturally getting other people to talk about you and link back to you. And when that happens, that's going to be crazy. Okay, that I would say that is what is real brand building. So that is a long-term game. It is not like just doing something now so that you can make some money tomorrow. Sometimes it is delaying your gratification to get the goal that you want. Okay, all of you just type delay gratification. You want to make money fast? That's not the game right now. You have to think long term. You have to think in terms of results. Okay. Nice. I think I already answered this question. Let's look at. Okay, Prashant is saying how to put a logo and name in the video. Okay, I'm using a tool called Ecamm Live. Okay, and I have all of that stuff. There are many tools like that. Ecamm Live only for Mac. Okay. Okay, Rajesh is saying we are doing better than others, but we don't get the desired results. See, the problem here is you may think that you're getting better results for others, or better results than others, or better results for others, but you're not getting the desired results. What does it mean? It means that there's some communication gap between you and the marketplace, or the market is not perceiving you that way. In fact, this whole statement is a little bit like contradictory, right? We are doing better than others, but but don't get desired results. What do you mean by that? It's like, so first you need to look at what is the result that you want. And if you really have something good in the market, suppose you have a really solid product in the market, but no one knows about it, only a few people know about it, then you got to work on your marketing. Maybe you're a little tight-fisted when it comes to putting money into ads and scaling up fast. Because if you have a proven product, then which is marketable, the only thing that is missing is marketing. Or you have a proven product, you're putting money into ads, or you're scaling it up, but still you're not getting the desired results. It means you're not good at selling. You have to look at the factors of sales. Or you don't have a strong sales team, or there's some holes in the bucket over there. There's some gaps in the system. You got to go and plug those gaps. Okay. Let's look at any other questions here. I'm looking at questions. Yogesh is, what percentage of your students belong to health niche? I don't have any proper tracking, but I would say in the range of 10%, because I have people from all walks of, I have like health and wellness. We've got business growth. We have career growth. We have personal development, relationships, and arts and crafts. I have people who are musicians and other people who are teaching arts also. So I don't know. I have to do a poll to find out the exact number. Okay. Okay, how do you grow your YouTube subscribers and viewers? Start posting at least 2 to 3 videos per week. Have the video should be at least 10 to 15 minutes in duration, and use the right tags below the videos. Go and do some research on tagging on YouTube, and that will help you come up on the top. Okay. Excellent. Superb. So I've answered some questions, and I want to actually thank all of you here for sticking around here in this live live session. I'm going to be doing a masterclass in the next 45 minutes. So if you want to jump in and hop in, go to sids.co/freedom and tune in. If you're watching a recording or a replay of this particular session, it's the same link. You'll know when is my next time, and we can meet up live. So if you're going to be meeting live, just if you're not in my community, that means if you're brand new, you do not know what exactly I do. If you want a copy of this blueprint called the Digital Coach Blueprint, and if you want to learn more about this, just type in the comment box, "We'll meet you live." We'll meet you live. And one more thing I would like all of you to do is I want to gift a 1,000 rupee voucher to one person today. Okay, I have my own merchandise store and I'm going to give away 1,000 rupees as a voucher. Now, if you want to get the 1,000 rupee voucher, this is what I would like you to do. Okay. Step number 1 is I would like you to share this Facebook Live on your feed, but don't just share it. I want you to write down your top 3 lessons that you learned from this. Okay. Top 3 lessons that you learned from this. And what I would like you to do is share your top 3 lessons, post it on your Facebook wall, and just take a screenshot of that. And I want you to send me an email. Okay. Send me an email on this particular email, which is I'll give you the email ID. Just give me a second. connect@internetlifestylehub.com. Okay. connect@internetlifestylehub.com. I'll repeat the steps. Share this video on your wall, but with very clear lessons or even takeaways that you learned from this video. Make the post, take a screenshot of that post, and send an email to this with the subject line. The subject line can be post shared. Okay, you can call it, say, post shared subject line. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my virtual assistant look into all the links that you've shared. Share the screenshot and also share the link to your post. And I'm going to be picking up one winner from this. Okay, the one who has really shared something substantial as a takeaway, you'll just get a response from me with a 1,000 rupee voucher, and you can shop on my own store. I have my own store called ilh.shop, which is the Internet Lifestyle Hub shop. And you guys can go and check it out over there. I have my own merchandise and stuff. So you can go and buy, maybe get yourself a success kit or get yourself a goal book so that you can move forward. Or I have t-shirts and other stuff. Okay. So if you're already in my community also, you can take part in this contest, and this contest is only for this video. Okay. So I wanted to share the snapshot, share the link, and by tonight, in the next few hours, you'll get a response from one of my team members. Okay. All the best, and I'll meet you in my next video. Bye-bye.